Elena remembers the night Marcus invited his 3 friends over as if it were carved into her memory. The day had begun like any other, quiet and uneventful, with Marcus casually mentioning in the morning that his old buddies were coming by. She thought nothing of it. After all, Marcus often enjoyed entertaining, and she had grown accustomed to their home being a hub of social energy. She spent the afternoon preparing snacks, arranging the living room, and convincing herself it would be a harmless night of laughter, beer, and stories. Yet, somewhere deep in her chest, a faint unease stirred, something she couldn't explain. When evening fell, the knock on the door broke the silence, and the atmosphere shifted. Kwame entered first, his booming laugh echoing through the room, his presence immediately commanding attention. Behind him was Jalil, quieter but watchful, his eyes holding a kind of weight that made Elena pause. And finally, Sefiu arrived, carrying himself with a smirk that never seemed to leave his lips, as though he was in on a secret no one else knew. At first, Elena tried to settle into her role as a polite hostess, offering drinks, smiling at jokes, and listening to the banter. Yet beneath the surface of laughter and casual conversation, there was an undercurrent she could not ignore. Kwame's gaze lingered too long, as though measuring her every move. Jalil's silence was unnerving, his eyes following her whenever she crossed the room. And Sefiu's smirk carried an edge of provocation, a silent message she could not decipher, but could feel deep in her skin. What unsettled her most was Marcus. He seemed different that night, more restless, more deliberate. She caught him whispering to Kwame in hushed tones, their heads close together, their glances darting toward her when they thought she wasn't looking. Each time she stepped into the room, conversations halted, replaced by uneasy silence or forced laughter. The air thickened with tension, and Elena began to feel as if she were the only one not privy to the real reason for this gathering. Marcus poured her another glass of wine, his hand brushing hers in a way that felt rehearsed, as though he were playing a role in front of the others. The gesture, small and seemingly affectionate, instead left her unsettled. Why did it feel staged? Why did every movement, every word that night, seem so carefully measured? Her heart pounded as unease grew into suspicion. As the hours dragged on, the atmosphere shifted from casual to charged. Each smile, each glance, carried double meaning. Elena could feel her chest tightening, as though she were standing on the edge of something irreversible. The men seemed to circle her with their silence, their laughter, their eyes. And Marcus, her husband, the man she trusted, looked less like her partner and more like a stranger orchestrating something she wasn't supposed to understand. By the end of the night, she realized this was not about friendship or reunion. Marcus hadn't just invited his friends over. He had invited them into her world, into her space, with intentions that would soon shatter her trust and unravel everything she believed about her marriage.